Tom Keneally, what attracted you to Asmara in your novel To Asmara?
I wanted to write about the war in East Africa and the way it helped drive the famine. At the height of the famine, what we think of inevitably in the West as the Bob Geldof famine, Ethiopia was conducting a war against Eritrea. The aid agencies couldn't tell us this for fear that we'd stop giving what the people of Ethiopia needed. But during that war, the Ethiopians' own government were buying armaments to use against a people in the north of the country called the Eritreans. Now, the Eritrean War was a massive war, massive casualties, the biggest battles since World War II, and no, they were totally unreported. No one knew about them. So I went there. You had to go in. It was like traveling in the 19th century. You had to go in by truck, and then you traveled only at night. You had no fax, you had no phone, and I told the story of a Westerner caught in this extraordinary war between Eritrea and Ethiopia with a remarkable rebel people who make a huge impression on him, and in fact through whom he basically redeems himself.
Great. Paul Andrews, why do you think this will translate to the screen 30 years on?
Well, first of all, obviously I'm working with Tom on some other projects. Tom's favourite topic and my favourite topic happens to be the same thing. I think we both agree that we're very keen on historical drama and conflict and endeavour from individual people. This is the book that Tom wrote back in, was it 1990?
89, 90, yeah.
And you know, we're doing a movie, a big epic movie about the Irish potato famine. Tom wrote a book called Three Famines, which included the famine in Ethiopia, Ireland and the Sudan. And I wanted to do another movie in Africa. I've seen the movies Last King of Scotland, Hotel Rwanda, Blood Diamond, and there have been other movies that have been set in Africa, and I thought it would contrast very well with the American movie we're doing, American Scoundrel, based on another book by Tom, with the Irish famine. And it was an opportunity to do a different type of film from the other two, in that this is about four very, very different characters. It would attract top actors wanting to play these characters. You have a French girl that's had her own tragedy, trauma, who's escaping from London, and we find out later what that's going to be. I won't reveal that now because I don't want to spoil the screenplay. She meets up with the Australian lead character, Darcy, who has his own escapism, and there are two other main characters, Lady Julia, who is a feminist in her 60s, and an American aid worker called Henry, and they all come together, or thrown together, in this amazing journey through war-torn Eritrea, and they meet a people, and they're in search of this enigmatic, mysterious French photographer who himself is escaping his life and his own daughter by being on the front as a war photographer, and it's the coming of age of this lead character, Darcy. It's the reuniting of the French young French woman with her estranged father. It's the realization of Henry